The most popular route for immigration to Canada is the study route. Did you know that there were 500k international students in Canada in 2020 alone? The way this works is, step number 1, you go to a DLI or designated learning institute and pursue a Canadian course or a degree. Step number 2, apply for a postgraduate work permit or PGWP after completing the course. Step number 3, apply for a PR in CEC or PNP category, that is, get at least a year worth of Canadian work experience and apply in express entry via CEC. Also, you can apply via PNP too in streams like international graduates, or if you get placed straight out of college via the employer job offer category. So many new doors open up if you decide to pursue the study route. If you have a low CRS score or are planning to move to Canada, this video is for you, and stay tuned till the end.
Hi, we are an Indian couple determined to move to Canada via express entry, which is a mess ever since COVID came. After doing a lot of research to find alternative ways, that is plan B, we bring them for you on this channel. So, if you have a low CRS score or are frustrated just waiting in the pool, the only thing you need to do is subscribe to our channel and come along in this plan B journey. Without further ado, let's get started.
Let's begin with step number 1, that is choosing your DLI. There are two types of institutes to choose from. You can go to a college or choose a university. Colleges can either be public government colleges or private college. There are essential differences between the two which you must know before choosing which is a better fit for you. So let's begin with this head-on competition between a college and a university. By the end of this competition, we will also declare a winner in context with Canadian immigration. Let's start with the match. The first point is the type of course. Colleges offer more practical oriented courses like design, hospitality, tourism, food and beverage, etc., which usually caters to a more and wider number of people. Whereas a university offers more theoretical or traditional subjects like research and science. Unless you want to be a scientist or something in Canada, it's safe to say this point goes in favor of college. The next is the prestige. There is usually no prestige associated with a college. All of them are the same. While universities have a global ranking, a university degree is considered superior. So in terms of prestige, university is the clear winner. The next one is the subjects you need to study. A college curriculum has relevant subjects only. For instance, a course for a web designer will only have subjects like databases, etc. Meanwhile, universities have rubbish, useless subjects as well, like physical education, literature, etc., which has nothing to do with your area of interest. So this point goes to college. The fourth and the most important point in context to immigration is the PGWP or postgraduate work permit, which you can get at the end of your study period and will help you get those extra points for the CEC category. A university education will be eligible for a PGWP of 3 years or more, which is enough to get into the CEC program. Meanwhile, a college course of 1 year will get you a 1-year work permit, 2-year course will get a 2-year work permit, and so on. Sometimes it takes time to find a job, and suppose you do a 1-year course and get a 1-year permit. Out of that, it may take you 3 months to find a job. So at the end of that 1-year work permit, you will only have 9 months work experience, consequently not qualifying for the CEC category. Hence, if you are going the study route, we would recommend you to go for at least a 2-year course so that you can get a 2-year work permit. On top of that, not all colleges come under the DLI or Designated Learning Institute list. We will leave a link in the description for all DLI colleges. Cross-check that before choosing a college. Due to shorter duration of PGWP issued and not all colleges falling in the DLI list, this point clearly goes to the university. Then comes the entry requirements. You only need 2 things for entry into college: your IELTS result and proof of previous education like a high school diploma. Whereas universities are a lot harder to get into and require things like the letter of motivation, reference letters, GPA, portfolios in addition to IELTS and proof of previous education. Due to the ease of entry into college is the clear winner. Next thing you must know is the duration of the courses offered. A college offers 4 variations of study to choose from: 1 year PG certificate, 2-year diploma, 3-year advanced diploma, and 4 years bachelor's degree. Meanwhile, universities offer bachelor's, master's, or a PhD degree. So you can actually be done with your studies faster and start working. This point also goes to college. The next one is the cost. Colleges are usually cheaper in terms of tuition fee, which is per annum, as well as due to shorter duration of courses, the cumulative fee will also be lesser. For example, suppose the fee for both college and university is 25,000 Canadian dollars per annum. So you will spend 50,000 in a college for a 2-year course in Canada, meanwhile 100,000 on a university degree. If your purpose is solely to immigrate, you should do it as fast and as cheap as possible, so college wins again. The last one is the co-op programs. These are hands-on internship which may be paid or unpaid, offered by many colleges but not by universities. They are a great way to make contacts, get Canadian experience, and also get that first job. Hence, you settle in much faster. So yeah, college wins this one too. I know you must have an idea of the winner of this competition by now. College wins this contest with a huge difference of 6-2. So in context to immigration, you must choose a 2-year course or more at a college, since not only will they be cheaper but easier to get into, provide you with the equal length PGWP. Shorter courses mean you will finish your studies faster and save money on tuition fee as well as cost of living. The only thing you need to be cautious about is your chosen college must be a DLI. Again, link is in the description below. Save that link and cross-check any colleges you shortlist. After you have chosen your DLI, apply to it, get a letter of acceptance, and then apply for a study permit. Go to Canada as a student and finish out your courses. Once you complete your course, then comes the step 2 of this 3-step plan. You will then request the final transcript and completion letter from your DLI and apply within 90 days of expiration of your study permit. Usually they will give a decision within 90 days, but due to COVID the processing times are up to 6 months now. This is a blessing in disguise, since till you get a final decision on your PGWP, you are allowed to stay in Canada and start hunting for a job. So now instead of just 90 days, you will get around 6 months to find that job, which is sweet. So make the most out of this opportunity if you are already studying in Canada or your course is about to finish. Before we move on to the next and the final step, I request all of you watching, if you find this video informative, give it a thumbs up for the algorithm and subscribe to Milestone Canada to never miss an update on Canadian immigration. Step 3 of this plan would be to apply under the CEC path once you get at least 1 year of full-time work experience. You can also apply for a PNP on the basis of a job offer depending upon your NOC and which province you are in. That's how you can get a PR via study route. But you see, when IRCC is planning to resume FSW and CEC draws in 2022, click here and don't forget to subscribe here. Thanks for watching.